So let's give it, Mr. Consistency is who I call him. Mr. Phil Hahn from Canada. Let's give it up. He's coming in from the back, baby. Woo! Check, check. Oh! Go, buddy. Come on, baby. Tear it up. Check, check. Can everyone hear me okay? Come on, everybody. Stand up. Let's go. Everybody up. Everybody up. Let's go. Let's get some energy. Thunder. Texas is in the house. All right, cut it. Everybody stay up. Stay up, stand up, stand up. Welcome, welcome. I love Texas. You know what I love about Texas? I love the people. The people are absolutely fantastic, okay? I love Texas. I love Terry Blacks. I love barbecue. I love the Salt Lick. I love the county line, and I love that it's an absolutely amazing place to be, and it's an absolute pleasure and a privilege to be here, so thank you, team, for having me. Big round of applause for everybody hosting this event, this amazing venue, and the people that have put it together. Let's go, folks. Clap it up. All right. And thanks for the great introduction there, Papa Gene, Big Papa. Awesome. Okay, here we go. We are the #1 real estate company in the United States of America for units sold. Everybody stay standing, standing. We've got a couple of things we're going to cover here, and then we'll sit down, okay? EXP is the #1 real estate company in the United States in 2023 for units sold. Let's give a big round of applause. Let's go! Come on! All right? Okay. What does that mean? Let's talk locally. We've been here about 10 years, even less than 10 years in business in Texas. Is that about right? Susan, Gene, that's about right. About less than 10 years? Okay. Top 3 offices in Texas, according to Netrix, for transactions for the last 12 months. Red Company was at about 10,188. Now, they've been here about, 41 years or so? Okay. Ebby Holiday's been here 26 years, 10,031 transactions closed. We've been here less than 10 years and we closed 9,817 transactions year to date. Let's give Texas a big round of applause. Let's go. Come on. All right. Okay, you can sit down now. Awesome. What does this all mean? Within 5 years, EXP will be 500,000 agents strong in 50 countries, make no bones about it. We are in a new market now and we're experiencing a little bit of a blip. Organized real estate is under attack, everything's under attack, but make no bones about it. We will be 500,000 agents strong within 50 countries in 5 years. And within 10 years, we will be 1 million agents strong in over 100 countries. So the opportunity, folks, is absolutely very much so at the beginning, okay? Let's talk about the numbers in terms of the US and what that looks like for us now. NAR has approximately 1.5 million members, okay? EXP is just 71,000 plus agents strong, which is approximately 4.7% market share, which means there's 95.3% of the agents in the United States that aren't with us yet, okay? So think about that opportunity when people say, oh my goodness, I'm getting in too late, and oh my goodness, it's saturated and this and that. I'll tell you, we're just getting started. Okay, we're just getting started. So I'm going to share a little bit about my story in terms of how I got involved in real estate, and because I think there's no foreground without background. You agree? Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So I used to run a very large-scale automotive consultancy where I would buy high-end cars and ship them throughout Canada, the US, the Middle East, Europe, all over the world. And it was a very lucrative business. I got into this in my mid-20s. And in my early 30s, I got a phone call from one of my partners saying that someone that we had advanced a tremendous amount of inventory to had the cars seized by the IRS and this and that. And anyway, needless to say, we ended up losing millions of dollars. And I got that phone call. It was a Friday afternoon. And I was devastated because I'd worked my butt off to build this business. And I said to my wife, I said, what am I going to do? And so I decided to go and work construction because I'm a road builder by trade, and I work in concrete and asphalt. I'm half Sicilian, so that's kind of in our DNA, for those of you that are Italian or have any Sicilian blood in you here. And so I went and worked construction every day from about 6 a.m. till 7, 8 p.m., 6 days a week, and I was doing my real estate course evenings and weekends. And I was super stoked. And how I chose my real estate company that I was going to align with was I looked at the local real estate office in our community. There was a bricks and mortar office, probably about an 800 meter, what is that, 1,000 foot, 2,000 foot straight line from my home. So I went and I met with the broker owner and the manager. And I said I wanted to meet with both. And I sat down and I said, so I'm getting my real estate license, and I come from a really cool business of arbitraging cars around the world, and I'm a great sales guy, and I'm really excited, and I want to sell 100 houses my first year. And the managing broker and the broker owner both crossed their arms like this. And they said, well, no one's ever done that. And I had such a conviction and belief in my goal that I didn't let that deter me, but it was a bit of a red flag, to say the least, that I was probably not in an environment that was conducive to my big, hairy, audacious goals, okay? So I go out, I have absolutely no money, millions in debt, but I've got a strategy. And my strategy is I'm going to call myself Hahn for Homes. I'm going to get a little logo on a minivan, and I'm going to go to Staples. I'm going to print out 5,000 flyers to start, which was an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of white paper that said the Hahn for Homes Food Bank Drive. And so what I would do is I would go out every day, Monday through Saturday, usually 5 to 6 hours a day, and knock on the doors in my community. Now, folks, this still works, okay? Make no bones about it. You need to do this if you're struggling, you want to get some business, because it's a pay-it-forward strategy. And I'd knock on the door, and I'd say, knock, knock, my name's Phil from Hahn for Homes. I'm picking up donations on behalf of our local food bank. Do you have any non-perishable items? And people would be very receptive to that, and they'd say, sure. And so they'd come back, and I'd hand them the flyer, and I'd grab the goods, run them to the van, and I'd say, by the way, do you know of anyone looking to buy or sell real estate in the community? And then they'd say, oh, my cousin, the neighbor next door, the people right across the street, whatever. But they would engage because they saw that I was coming from a place of contribution and that I was wanting to help and serve our community, okay? And so that rang true to people. And so if they didn't have someone, I'd say, by the way, how long have you been living in your home? And then that would get into dialogue, and I'd say, could I offer you a complimentary market evaluation? We can give you tips on what to do, and more importantly, what not to do to sell your home in today's market for the most amount of money with the least amount of hassle. And I did that. I did it 5 to 6 days a week. I did sell 100 homes my first year, by the way. I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. The goal was 100. I didn't. So I go. I'm having massive success. We have a sales board in our office where we have to put our sales, our transactions. So whenever you list a home or you sell a home, it's like a dry erase board, and you go and you put your name and the property. And I get a call in from the owner of the company and the managing broker. And they say, we need to talk to you. And I'm like, okay, what's up? You have to stop putting your sales on the board. And I said, why? Well, because it's alienating your colleagues. Because the agents are upset because you're doing so much business, you're so new, and they're not feeling really warm and fuzzy about you, and so you've got to stop doing that. So that was the other red flag, right? Like, my goodness, these people don't want me to win, and I want to win, and I want to serve. So I go home, and I'm a little distraught for about 5 minutes. You know, that's usually my maximum amount of time I get distraught is usually 5 minutes. Now it's compressed to maybe 30 seconds, but at that time I didn't have the tools as much, so it was 5 minutes. And I said, you know what, I'm not in a place where that's going to support me and that's going to support my winning. And so I start looking at different brokerages. And then someone tells me about this amazing coaching program. So I go to Scottsdale, Arizona. This is in 2003 in the spring. And there are people in this company that I met there in 2003 at this event at the JW Marriott in Scottsdale, Arizona. So I go to this event and I come back and I'm like, my goodness, they're doing a guaranteed sale. Your home sold guaranteed or we'll buy it. I'm like, I love it. What do? I get a Hummer. I go get 2 billboards in the community. I put it up. I don't check with the broker or the owner. I do it right away. I get a call the day after. You need to come to the office. So I come into the office and they tell me you're not allowed to do this program. That's unacceptable. It's going to give you an unfair advantage over your colleagues. Oh my goodness. I'm like, wow, this is really not the environment for me. So The year ends, I didn't do the 100 deals, I did 96 my first year. So I did 96, thank you. And went and met with a few local brokerages. One was a hot air company. The other one was the Red company that had just opened up. And I sat with the operating partner of the Red company and I told him what had transpired. And then he said, how can you be true to yourself and to your family to go back into that environment? You're working against the grain. You're not in an environment that is going to celebrate your success and that wants you to win, okay? So I called a meeting with the owner of the office and the managing broker, and I said, you know, I don't think this is a match. It's not working. And the broker owner says, well, you're the last people we wanted to see leave. So that was an interesting observation. He said we're the last ones he wanted to see leave, and yet we were getting nothing but friction as we were growing and taking market share. And then he goes on to tell me that my favorite store it's a store called The Bay, which is a very kind of boring blah store where every day is the same pricing, same strategy, and once a year they have Bay Days. And Bay Days are where things go on sale. And they send you a mail out and they do some radio advertising and they say, okay, we're going to have you come out to get your stuff on sale, and it's the once a year, and the salespeople are very passive there, they're not aggressive. And I said, well, listen, Kent, that's great. But my favorite store is a place called Future Shop, which is Best Buy now, but it was a much more aggressive style of Best Buy, where you walk in, 4 people are on you, how can we serve you, how can we assist you, we won't be undersold, let's go, right? And that's the environment I liked. So I resigned from this company. I go to the Red company. It was awesome. Gee, that was early 2000, man. We were KW Maps and you back then. And I get a call about 3 months into it from the operating partner. Now this, guys and gals, understand, we weren't using the net as much as we're using it now, obviously, not anywhere close. And so we didn't have access to data and stats, and KW had these things called more reports at the time. And so he brings me into his office and he says, look at this. And I was #1 in the nation. And I had no idea. I was just grinding it, doing my little, hey, do you want to give me some food for the food bank and all this stuff, and your home sold guaranteed? And I was #8 in the world. And this isn't to impress you, but to impress upon you that it was just because I had a desire to win and to serve, okay? And I wasn't keeping score. I'm very competitive, but I didn't really have a way to keep score until he told me that, and then I got uber competitive in knowing that I had this more reports thing, and I check it out every day, like RevShare calendar, like your RevShare app on your phone, if you're not checking that out. So that's kind of the background of this. Now let's fast forward to 2015. 2015, I'm sitting there, and I get a message on Facebook, direct message from my original realtor telling me about this company called EXP, 2015 summer. I'm so busy in transactional chaos and craziness, I ignore it. I don't look at it, okay? Another maybe 6 months passes by, another direct message in my social media from this gentleman saying, you need to look at this. Like, these guys are crazy. Like, this is going to change the game. So again, really tied up in transactional nightmare, deal after deal after deal. That was my drug of choice. I don't know, how many of you can identify with that doing a transaction is your drug of choice, right? Boom, do another deal, another deal, another deal. And so finally it gets to the point where I've got this called the Mega Agent Office. We're cranking out transactions left, right, and center. And by the way, during this time I had the privilege of personally recruiting the 2 #1 agents worldwide for that Red company. So, and they were Canadians, by the way, 2 in the same city. So it's like that the 4-minute mile thing. The #1 was in Ottawa, Paul Rushforth, and then Marnie Bennett became #1 as well. So kind of crazy that the 2 in the world at KW out of Texas were in Ottawa. So I go to Austin. I get an invite to Austin to franchise systems orientation for the Red company. And my wife and I we're at the JW Marriott in Austin, great hotel, love it. Used to stay at the Hilton, and then the JW came. And we're sitting there in the pool having a wonderful evening. Now, if any of you have ever anyone stayed at the JW in Austin, say aye. Awesome, okay. Well, you all know that the pool is like 4 or 5 stories up. Well, this man comes running and he says, folks, you need to leave immediately. And my wife and I were in our swimsuits. We don't have any clothes, nothing. And we're like, what do you mean? Well, the hotel's on fire. This is summer of 17, okay? The JW Marriott apparently was on fire. So we go down, we can't take the elevator, so we're walking down flights and flights and flights of stairs in our swimsuits, nothing else. And we go and we sit on a park bench, and it's a beautiful, balmy Austin evening, okay? It was just gorgeous. And we're sitting in our swimsuits, the police, the news, the fire trucks. It's just chaos. They're coming at you from everywhere. And my wife says, you know, I think you should look at this EXP, the thing that your buddy's sending you, because like we're here and you're about to really jump in. I was meeting with the president of Worldwide to acquire the regions of Italy and Croatia for this red company, because my goal was always be to go back to Europe or be somewhat living in Europe at half time. And so I looked at it, and it was the original OG Rob Flick 2016 wealth chart training. So I'm a math guy. And and my wife is very in tune with math as well. And so we're looking at this, and all of a sudden it clicked. Oh my goodness, the game's over. This thing is going to change everything. And so that was summer of 2017, after getting direct messages for 2 years, okay? So I reach out to Glenn, who I knew through KW, because he used to wear like 3D glasses and do lead gen and stuff. Remember when Glenn used to wear those 3D glasses all the time? And Glenn and I go, we have an Italian dinner at La Baia in Vancouver, about 3 or 4 hour dinner, great meal. And I'm still not convinced. I'm pretty convinced, but I got to go to the shareholder summit. That was 2018 at the JW Marriott in Las Vegas. And April 6th, my birthday was then, and that was, I don't know how many of you are all involved in hockey, but that was a tragic day. It was my birthday. We were at the shareholder summit, and that's the day that the Humboldt bus crash happened, where 16 or 17 young men died in an accident, a hockey bus tour. Now, I have 4 adult sons. They're amazing, ranging from heavy-duty diesel mechanics to professional musicians, 1 pro hockey player, 1 that was a former high-level hockey player. And so that really hit me hard, because obviously being involved in the hockey community and stuff, and it was just serendipitous. I got on my knees. We were praying for all these kids and their families. And I made the decision, you know what, like this is it, we're doing it, right? So we took that money that we were gonna buy the regions, and we invested it into EXPI, which at the time we were on the pinks, the OTC, right? And then we went public, as you know, in the spring of 2018, and the rest is history there. But that was a great opportunity and a generational shift for our family, for sure. And so I guess the point of all this is that, number one, you need to be in an environment where people want you to succeed at the craziest, highest levels, and that are really going to applaud you. And if you're around people that are not applauding you when you're winning, those aren't your people. And don't take it on the chin, don't take it personally, but you need to make a shift, because you need to be around people that want to see you win at those highest levels. And so that was a big aha for me. I want to leave you with 3 business hacks, okay? Folks, I'm very, very big. You're going to hear from some of the best lead generators in the business and some of the best marketers in the world in this room. Okay, we've got unbelievable YouTube stuff, unbelievable AI stuff, unbelievable social media. All this stuff is phenomenal. I want you all to really work on your sales skills and your presentation skills as well, because here's the deal. You can generate 10,000 leads a month and 10,000 click-throughs and this and that, but at the end of the day, if you do not know how to talk to the consumer, and if you do not know how to qualify and to present and to overcome objections and to be powerfully persuasive that is in the best interest of your clients, you're dead. So you can generate all these leads, but you're dead if you don't know how to do that. And so hack number 1, Toastmasters. So Toastmasters is an unbelievable program, probably the least expensive and best path to self-actualization in terms of communication skills, public speaking. For many of us, public speaking is our biggest fear, one of our biggest fears, okay? And so what I would encourage you to do is to take your phone wherever you live and go to Google Maps or iMaps or whatever you use, and put in your zip code or whatever it is and say Toastmasters near this zip code or location, okay? And I do not want you to go to Toastmasters online. I want you to go to the Toastmasters in person, okay? Now, who do you think works on presentation skills and public speaking? Well, I'll tell you who does. C-suite people, middle management, accountants, lawyers, doctors, teachers, civil servants, people that have the capacity to buy and sell real estate and that have networks that we can tap through as well and taproot through, okay? So some of my biggest transactions, I got a $10 million listing. We double-ended it out of a Toastmasters lead. Think about that. That pays for Toastmasters for life, guys, okay? So I would encourage you to do that. Join Toastmasters. Very, 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 very big thing. And who's the Toastmaster in here? Say aye. Awesome. Okay, we got a few. Guess what? the 394 else of you that aren't, get plugged in, okay, folks? Next, and my dear sister Sheila talked about this. Folks, there is no better book in the world in terms of self-improvement and in terms of understanding mindset than Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It is timeless. It is, you need to read it at least once a year, and you need to really, really, really absorb the material in that. It is unbelievable what the benefit you'll get from reading that book. Who's read that book? Say aye. Awesome. Okay, so there's about 300 people that haven't, so I encourage you all to do that, okay? Lastly, Dale Carnegie Training. So the Dale Carnegie Sales Training course is probably one of the best sales training courses in the world, okay? And I would encourage you all to take and enroll in that Dale Carnegie Sales Training course. Who's taken the course? Say aye. Okay, so there's about 397 that haven't. So folks, listen, this stuff, anyone that I mentor, and I have the, not to impress you, I mentor the #1 agent in the country in Canada, okay, who's #1 individual agent, Gary Gang, with us. I also have the #1 rookie in Canada as well that are both part of my tutelage program. And I will tell you, the people that do this, that do the Dale Carnegie Sales Training course, that read Think and Grow Rich, and that are Toastmasters, guess what? They all become millionaires. It's really cool, right? And what do? They can serve with that capital. They can pay it forward. So again, those are my 3 hacks for you. I host a role play clinic every Thursday in EXP World. It is from 11 a.m. Texas time to 11:30. Real quick, folks, okay? We work on for sale by owners, expired listings, just listed, just sold, sphere of influence, agent attraction, whatever it is that you want to do. We do it, okay? And it's a great environment. I see I've had quite a few people come up to me here today and say, hey, love your role play class. And so you're all welcome to that. And then all the scripts and everything as well that you want access to, you can just message me and I'll happily share those with you. Here's my contact info here. So everybody, I want to thank you very much for the opportunity to share with you. You know, it's such a privilege to be here. This new market that we're in is unbelievable, the opportunity, okay? One thing we're training on right now, and that I'm going to have the privilege of sharing with Dawn and Allison next month, is, you know, how to sign your buyers to 1-year buyer agency agreements. See, we've done that since 2002. One of my early mentors had trained us that you need to treat your buyer business as you do your seller business. So you have your buyer listings and your seller listings, okay? So I can train you, I can help you with that, getting the okay on that representation agreement, a 1-year term, no problem, okay? I want everybody to make money, everybody to succeed. Everybody, thank you for qualifying your time to be here. God bless you all and God bless America. Woo!